everyone, welcome back to Between the Desks. Today's video is going to be focused on the CBEST. Much like my CSET video, this is going to be a video on the basics of the test, how I studied, some resources, and how I hope you can pass on your first try like I did. No failing here due to the water cycle. If you know, you know. If you don't know, go watch my CSET video and you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. So with that, let's get started. So after watching my CSET video, there were a few things I wish I would have mentioned. And so now that I have the chance, I'm gonna go ahead and share some resources I believe can help you in passing any of the tests that you're gonna be taking on your journey to becoming a teacher. So I mentioned in my CSET video that I studied with note cards and a CSET test prep book from Cliff Notes. Now I didn't get a CBEST test prep book, but that is an option and I've linked that down below. I also mentioned utilizing YouTube in my CSET video, which I think, again, if you're studying for the CBEST, the YouTube is a great platform to use. I would play videos in the background when I was getting ready or just to pass the time on tips and tricks on how to improve my critical thinking skills or how I can write a better essay. Now I forgot to mention the public library. If you don't have a membership, walk yourself over, or maybe online, do it, get a membership, and check out all those free resources that they have available. I also wasn't aware at the time that there is a huge Facebook group online that you can be added to by request, where they do study groups based on your test date, and they provide material and resources, words of encouragement to help you pass your test. Another tool I forgot to mention was Quizlet. I really enjoy Quizlet. I know I made my cards for myself on paper, but that was because I wanted to be able to travel with them, take them on the road, whatever it was, to still be able to study. But what I really like about Quizlet is that, one, there's already people who have created notes cards and they're already available for free. You just have to look up what you would like to study. And two is that based off of those note cards, Quizlet creates a test for you where you can do multiple choice, matching, fill in the blanks, and that's what really helped me retain the information. I also wanted to show you really quickly what I mean by that. You basically just tap away, find the CBEST, here we go. And from there, it gives you options from people that have created note cards. You'll go ahead and click the batch. You'll see that it has options to create a test, fill in the blanks, mix match, fill, all that mumbo jumbo, and there you go. So Quizlet, maybe y'all should sponsor me a little bit, giving you the shout out, but yeah, I would use Quizlet for my test, and you should too. Okay, now that I got that off my chest because I felt so bad for not including it in my CSET video, we're gonna go ahead and get started. You ready? All right, so what does the CBEST stand for? We use so many acronyms, LOL, that sometimes we don't even know what we're talking about or what test we're even taking. So the CBEST stands for the California Basic Educational Skills Test. This test is test your basic proficiency in reading, writing, and mathematics. Much like the other tests that you need to take, you'll be registering for the CBEST on the CTC exams website. I can show you here now. When you register for the CBEST, you'll see that there are two formats: the paper-based format, which is the one I took, and the computer-based format. I'll be talking about the similarities, the differences, the pros and cons. That way you can decide which format is best for you. The paper-based test is administered in a single testing session. When you register for this online, you will automatically be registered to take all three sections of the CBEST. That includes reading, writing, and mathematics, and it's 4 hours long. So for the computer-based test, this one, you are not automatically registered to take all three sections, so you actually have to go ahead and pick reading, writing, and mathematics to ensure that these tests are available at your testing site when you arrive. And this is also 4 hours long. Something else to consider when you're choosing between paper or computer is the cost. So the paper one costs $41, pretty cheap, easy, boom, ready to go. Now with the computer test, it's a registration fee of $41 no matter what sections you're taking, either 1, 2, or all 3 of them, but there's a $61 computer-based testing fee. So it makes it a little more expensive than the paper-based one. So something else to consider when you're deciding whether paper or computer is that the paper test only has a few dates in every month that you can take these tests, and I'll go ahead and show them here. And the computer-based tests happen year-round by appointment, Monday through Saturday. So that is something to consider when you have deadlines coming up and you've been studying and you're ready to take your test. Now, when it comes to content and passing scores, that is exactly the same for both tests, so you don't have to worry about that. So for the content, like I mentioned, there are 50 questions for mathematics, 50 questions for reading, and 2 short responses for your writing section. Now, to pass, you need a total score of all 3 sections to be 123 or higher. So what does this mean? Essentially, that means that the results are on a scaled score of 41 for reading, writing, and mathematics. The average, right? You need at least 41 points for each section. Now, I said the average because 41 is what you would like to get in order to get that passing score of 123. But there is a range, which means the amount of points you can receive for each section. Now, you can get anywhere from 20 to 80 points for each section, but you want at least 41, right, to get that passing score of 123. Now, knowing this, it is important to note that you can pass your CSAT with a scaled score of 37 in 1 or 2 sections, given that your overall score is over 123. But it is not possible to pass the CBEST if you score below 37 on any of the sections, regardless if you have your overall score of 123 or higher. It's just not gonna happen. Now for the results. Now, if you take the paper-based test, you'll receive your results in 3 weeks. I also will show down here that if you take your test between this time frame, you would receive your results on this date. So that's something to consider when you have deadlines, opposed to the computer-based test, where you'll receive preliminary results for both your reading and mathematics right when you're finished, which is awesome because you can kind of gauge to see if you've passed or you failed, but you will get your official results within 2 weeks. So if you pass, woo, you're that much closer to becoming a teacher. And if you don't, again, that's okay. You just have to wait 45 days from the date that you took your test to be able to retake it. So don't worry. You got this. So why would you need the CBEST? I 100% recommend taking this test as soon as possible. I believe it was pretty easy, but I was also studying for the CSAT at the time. So I think that's maybe something that helped me being able to overlap content. But the CBEST is needed if you're interested in becoming a substitute teacher. Maybe get, your feet wet to see if this is something that you'd like. And of course, it's also something that will help you in your process to becoming a teacher, in your applications and things like that. So I would say get this out of the way as soon as you can. So again, how did I study? Like I mentioned, I offered great resources in the beginning of this video that helped me study. Now, I didn't purchase the CBEST book, like I said, a prep book, but I did link that down below if you'd like. There's also a few tests that you could take on the CTC website, and I highly recommend that. I can go ahead and show you that here. These are the tests that I just took a few, weeks before, maybe 2 weeks before my test, to kind of give myself a refresher. Again, like I mentioned, I was studying for the CSAT, so I felt that it really helped me overlap the content. I give you some great information and helpful resources, but again, I do want to mention that it's so important to track your progress. It's important to see where you start and where you finish, what you need help on, what areas, you're struggling with, what areas that you're doing really well in. It's important to track your progress. That way you can see how you can adjust. Can I proofread? Can I edit? Can I provide details and support my, writing, analyzing, and just, math? What did I need to brush up on? My reading, do I understand what the author is trying to portray? So that's my one big tip that I could give you, is just tracking your progress to see, how you can improve and what's going great. So, that's my advice. I definitely felt that the CBEST was a piece of cake. I did not take 4 hours to take this test, but I took the extra time to kind of proofread my essay, look back at my answers that I had provided to make sure that they made sense. I was definitely a lot more stressed than I should have been, but that again is my experience. You might be a little anxious, you might be a little nervous or scared. That's also, valid. You're okay. It's okay to feel that way. I hope I was able to help you understand the CBEST a little better, and hopefully you pass. I'm hoping that this video can kind of give you that little motivation and some resources and tips to help you do well on the CBEST. So yeah, that's how your girl got it done. Dress comfy, drink a little cafecito in the morning, and go kick some butt. If you're heading into your test date, good luck. I wish you the best of luck, and I know that you'll do great. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, go ahead and drop them down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's all for now. Thank you for tuning in to Between the Desks. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.